What is going on, you guys? So today I want to talk about a little bit of a interesting and funny topic, which is how anime relates to your real life and the messaging that anime gets wrong inside of it. So it might sound like a funny thing to say, and you might be like, "I don't even watch anime, bro," but like you don't have to, because there's a lot of, let's say, TV shows or things when it's trying to be motivational, and it shows you like the main character or the hero, right? And it wants to motivate you, and the main character always says something like, "I'm gonna be this," right? And I want to show you how this is gonna affect your real life. So, for example, like Ash from Pokemon always says, "I want to be the greatest trainer. I want to be the Pokemon master." Deku or Midoriya from Hero Academy would say, or another character from the show might say, "I'm going to be the greatest hero." Or Naruto would say, "I'm going to be the greatest ninja," or "I'm going to be the Hokage," which is the greatest ninja. And what else? I mean, Demon Slayer, Tanjiro would say, like, "I'm going to beat you," or, "I'm going to stop you," towards like the biggest villain in the show. Or Luffy from One Piece, right? Like, "I'm going to be the Pirate King," right? So I'm going to be the greatest at this thing. I mean, and it's funny because I can loop this into like real life examples. Like, I think some people who were the greatest at what they did were saying that before, like Conor McGregor or something like that, right? Although the shift that will help you, because the thing that was, that's motivational and gets you hooked emotionally in anime is like, it's like the main character and he's pushing through, he's doing all these challenges, he's got like the hero's journey, right? And he's like, no matter what, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be the best, which is good. Like, it gets you very like emotionally charged, although it implies something in the future, and really it's grounded in reality, right? Because they're not the best, yeah, like they're not the master, or the greatest ninja or whatever, right? And in real life, it's like, technically you aren't the greatest boxer yet, or you aren't the greatest basketball player yet, or you aren't the greatest businessman yet, right? But the thing that, interestingly, would help you in real life is if you just started saying that you are that thing now, and you feel those emotions. And this is, if you're still watching, if you're still with me, if you've been watching anything like Dr. Joe Dispenza, really great guy that I recommend you check out. He'll kind of explain the law of attraction or the law of assumption, like it's sort of like the law of vibration, sort of like attracting, becoming like a magnet for who you want to be, like your future self, and so you can just be that now, right? So this is a really like off the wall video that, if you're still watching, like, it's gonna click with you. So basically, a lot of what these guys would talk about is feel what it feels like, that emotion. Like, imagine that you already have, $1 billion in the bank. Like, how would you feel? Imagine that you already are the best at whatever you do, right? Like, basketball, sales, business, public speaking, let's say bodybuilding, like whatever area it is that you want to be really, really great at. Like, just feeling what it feels like to already be that, or even just like, something more general, right? Like, imagine you already have the physique that you want, like your body goal, or you already have the financial goal you want, or you already have a beautiful family, right? And like, maybe you're single right now and you don't have like a girlfriend or a wife or kids. Like, just imagine what it feels like to have those things, and also what that future best version of you acts like to get to that point, right? Because their actions are aligned with that future, And if they're the best self, then you basically have to bend your reality now to act like that person. And whatever you're doing now that isn't in alignment with that person, it would be best to tweak those habits and shift them or remove some, replace them with others so you can level up to be that person. So always striving to be the best, which ties back in with the anime stuff. We're always the main character. It doesn't have to just be anime, right? But I just like it because I grew up watching a lot of that stuff. Very inspirational, very motivational, of course. It even got me in the gym, right? Like a lot of people will say, like, oh, like anime is not gonna get you in the gym, bro. Stop watching. I mean, and I'll back up that you probably shouldn't be like binge watching shows all day. Like you should be like being productive to be the best self, right? So we can tie it back into that, because the best self probably isn't sitting around watching, podcasts and videos and all these things all day. Like they're actually going out there and doing the actions required. So it would be really funny if you were watching one of these shows, like an anime or something else, and they were like, I am the Pirate King. Or, I've beaten you already. Or, I am the Pokemon Master. Or, I am the greatest fighter. I am the greatest hero already. It feels really good to already be there. It feels really good to already be the greatest ninja or the Hokage, right? So I know this is like pretty funny, like, and it's gonna hit with like a certain target audience, but I really hope this helps you, because it actually helps you kind of visualize the journey a little bit better, right? Because they're always saying like, I'm gonna be this, and that's implying it's in the future, which is more realistic, which is probably why it gets a lot of people watching. But if you say, I'm gonna be this thing, the best at this, or I'm gonna become really successful, at least, it's like, well, so when? You're gonna do that when? When does that happen? It's in the future, but when? When you could technically just bend reality. I know that sounds crazy, but like, basically you'll just get closer to that future person. Like you can kind of shorten the timeline by acting like your best self. So in short, I hope this helps you, because that's like a really off the wall of explaining this, right? And it's kind of funny that you can tie in some of these like heroes' journeys, the main character, or like an anime character, like things like that, to real life. But it's actually really helpful, especially for any of you that actually have watched any of those kinds of shows. Like you'll totally get what I'm saying. And it's funny just tying those things into like what some of these people like Tony Robbins or Joe Dispenza, or like Rhonda Byrne with The Secret, or just like any of these kinds of people, Bob Proctor, right? Like basically they're redesigning their current life. I am this already. How does it feel to be that already? I don't think I'm gonna go in circles if I keep talking about this, but at this point, I think you got the idea, and I really hope this helps you, so you can become that person sooner. You got this.